Have you ever just stopped and wondered what's right under your feet? And I mean way down, not just the dirt and rocks, but thousands of miles deep, right at the very heart of our planet. Well, today we're going to be detectives and solve one of the biggest mysteries out there. What is really at the center of the Earth?
But here's the real puzzle. This isn't like exploring a deep ocean trench or climbing a mountain. We can't just send a camera down there, or a robot, or, a person. It's completely, totally off limits. So how in the world do you explore a place you can never, ever visit?
Now, your first thought is probably, why don't we just dig? And that's a great idea. Scientists actually tried it. This number, 40,230 feet, is the deepest hole humans have ever drilled into the Earth. It was a project in Russia, and they dug for 20 straight years. But they had to stop, not because they ran out of drill bits, but because it got so incredibly hot, over 350 degrees Fahrenheit. The rock down there literally started to act like plastic, and it was melting their equipment. But here's the part that'll really blow your mind. After all that work, 20 years of drilling, that huge hole only got them about 1/3 of the way through the crust. And the crust is the thinnest, most delicate layer of the Earth. It's like the skin on an apple. All that effort was like barely scratching the paint on a car when what you really want to see is the engine.
So, if our absolute best attempt barely made a dent, how do we know anything about what's happening thousands of miles below us? How can we have a map of a place that no human has ever laid eyes on?
The answer is actually pretty cool. We become detectives. If you can't go directly to the crime scene, you have to look for clues, right? And that is exactly what scientists did. So grab your detective hat, because today we're following the evidence.
All right, here is our official case file. First, we're going to establish just how out of reach the center of the Earth really is. Then, we'll dive into our 3 main clues: listening in on earthquakes, checking out some evidence from space, and looking at clues from our own planet. And once we've got all the facts, we are going to crack this case wide open.
So first up, the unreachable center. Let's really set the scene and get a handle on the massive scale of this puzzle we're trying to solve.
Just look at this. It really puts everything into perspective. Our deepest dig, that 40,000-foot hole, is just a tiny, tiny pinprick on the surface. The center is almost 21 million feet away. The pressure down there would crush the world's strongest submarine like an empty soda can. And the temperature? It's thought to be as hot as the surface of the sun. Yeah, no machine we've ever built could survive that trip.
So, what does this all mean? Well, since we can't physically go there, scientists had to get clever. They have to use indirect methods, piecing together clues and solving puzzles to build a picture of what's deep inside our planet. Just like a detective solving a case without ever seeing the culprit.
Okay, so what's our first big clue? Believe it or not, it comes from one of the most powerful events on Earth, earthquakes. We're going to do a little earthquake eavesdropping and listen for secrets hidden deep inside the planet.
The key here is something called a seismic wave. Think of it like this. If you drop a big rock into a pond, you see ripples spread out, right? An earthquake does the same thing, but with an unimaginable amount of energy, and it sends these waves through the entire planet. For a moment, it's like the whole Earth is ringing like a giant bell.
So how do these waves help us? Well, have you ever tapped on a wall in your house to hang a picture? You can totally hear the difference, right? You get that hollow sound, and then you get a solid sound when you hit the wooden stud. The sound changes depending on what it's traveling through. Scientists are doing the exact same thing, just using the entire Earth as the wall. So scientists figured out these waves do 3 really useful things. First, they change speed. They go faster through really dense solid stuff and slower through softer stuff. Second, they bend when they go from one layer to another, kind of like how a straw looks bent in a glass of water. And third, and this is the absolute biggest clue, some types of waves called S waves can't travel through liquid at all. They just stop, dead in their tracks.
So here's how they put it all together. They set up super sensitive sensors all over the planet. When an earthquake happens on one side, they watch to see which waves make it to the other side and how long it takes. By tracking how the waves speed up, slow down, bend, and especially by mapping out the areas where some waves just disappear, they can create an incredibly detailed map of what's inside. It's basically like giving the planet a full-body ultrasound. Okay, so earthquakes gave us the basic layers: solid crust, gooey mantle, a liquid outer core, and a solid inner core. But what are those layers actually made of? For our next clue, we have to stop looking down and start looking up with a little help from some visitors from space.
So, what's a meteorite? Think of them as cosmic leftovers. They're ancient rocks that have been floating around our solar system since the very beginning, over 4.5 billion years ago. They're pretty much time capsules that show us the original recipe for planets like Earth.
A perfect way to think about it is like this. Imagine you want to know what's inside a giant cake, but you can't cut it open. If you look on the kitchen counter, you might see some leftover flour, sugar, and eggs. Those were the building blocks. That's exactly what meteorites are for Earth. They show us the original ingredients it was made from.
And what does this planetary recipe tell us? Well, a whole bunch of these ancient meteorites are made of two really heavy metals, iron and nickel. The idea is that when Earth was young and just a hot, melty ball of goo, the heavy stuff sank. All that super heavy iron and nickel trickled down through the lighter rock to form a dense metallic ball right at the center. It's our biggest clue that Earth's core is also made of iron and nickel. Okay, our case is getting really solid now. We've got the layers from the earthquakes and a really good guess about the ingredients from meteorites. Now for our final clues. Evidence we can gather right here on the surface to confirm our suspicions and lock this case down for good.
First up is the density clue. Scientists can actually weigh the entire planet by measuring its gravity. And when they did, they found something weird. If our whole planet was made of the kind of rock we see on the surface, it would be way, way lighter than it is. It's like if you picked up a bowling ball but it had the weight of a beach ball. Earth has the weight of a bowling ball. The only way to explain all that extra mass is if there's something incredibly heavy and dense packed deep inside, like, say, a solid metal core.
And here it is, the final nail in the coffin, Earth's magnetic field. You know, that invisible field that makes a compass point north and protects us from all kinds of nasty radiation from the sun? Well, it's huge and it's powerful. And physics tells us that to make a magnetic field that big, you need a churning, spinning ocean of liquid metal. And what common heavy metals are magnetic and fit all our other clues? You guessed it, iron and nickel. It's a perfect match.
We've followed all the leads. We've gathered the evidence from earthquakes, the clues from space, and the data from right here at home. Now it's time to put it all up on the evidence board and officially crack the case of what's inside our planet.
And here's the final verdict. Let's look at the evidence board. Clue number 1, the seismic waves, proved that Earth has layers and, most importantly, that its outer core is liquid. Clue number 2, the meteorites, gave us the ingredients, iron and nickel. And clue number 3, our planet's own weight and magnetic field, confirmed that the core absolutely has to be a dense, churning, magnetic metal. Every single clue points to the same conclusion. Case closed?
So just by being clever detectives, we've pieced together this incredible hidden world at the heart of our planet without ever leaving the surface. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If our own world has secrets this amazing, hidden deep inside, what incredible mysteries are waiting for us inside Mars or Jupiter or all the other weird and wonderful planets in our solar system? The investigation continues.